All right, well, guess what? I just figured out. So I have these scores here. This is from Clark Atlanta. Data here. And this is from Jackson State. And if this person, you can see, this is in last week, they spent 586 minutes on the Khan Academy. Just how many hours is that? It's like 9.5, just about 10 hours. Guess how many times they posted in the organizer? 0. What sense does that make? And guess how they're going to do on the quiz tomorrow? I don't think they're going to do very good, even with all that time. And we got people spending a lot of time on the Khan Academy. And then there are some people here at the bottom. One person just spent half an hour. In Clark Atlanta, one person spent 18 minutes the whole week. It's kind of insulting to the person that spent 572 minutes, but it's your learning, right? So I just wanted to say that to ask you this question. What are you going to do better than you did in the first quarter and the second quarter, now that we do get a fresh start? Hopefully you're taking notes and, getting ready with your questions, right? Because that's what it's all about. Okay, so solutions to inequalities. Like, how is that different than equations? Well, inequality, we have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to, right? And these two have an open circle. These two have a closed circle. Hopefully this is a review for you. And one nice way about how do you shade, if you have less than, you should notice that it's an arrow showing you the direction that's going in. The greater than sign is arrow going in the other direction. So just for example, if I had to shade x is greater than 7, and I would put 7 here, 8, 9, 6, 5, put an open circle on 7, and then since it's greater than, that's the arrow going that way. So I shade this way. And that's just a little bit about inequalities. Now we want to see if -2, -6 is a solution to this inequality. So what do? We substitute it in. So I'm going to put -6 in for y. I'm going to put -2 in for x. And I'm going to calculate. And that would be -6. Is that right? So is -6 less than or equal to -6? The answer is no. If it had a or equal to sign, then I could have said yes. Man, some people got that wrong. It's not a solution. 4 people got that wrong. They forgot that it didn't have the or equal to sign. All right. So that's algebraically. Substitute it in and see if you get a true inequality. But then on the graph, you can also see if it's a solution. So you can just graph a solution should be in the doubly shaded region. It's not a word we say a lot. The doubly shaded region, the region that is shaded twice. So as you can see, this I like to call the green region. This is the blue region. This is the white region. This is the blue-green region. All right, so anything in this region here that is shaded both blue and green is a solution to the system of inequalities, which is, so what happened was we graphed both these lines and then we shaded, and this is the area where you had to shade for both lines. So 1, -2, let's go ahead and plot that, and then we'll see if it's in the doubly shaded region. Over 1, down 2 is right here. It is in the doubly shaded region. So we can see, yes, there it is. It is a solution. All right, so just graph the point, see where it falls. Now, let's talk about graphing an inequality from start to finish. So guess what? If you can graph a line, you can graph an inequality. The first step is graph the line. The second step is shade. All right. Also, you might have to know whether the line is solid or dashed, right? And so solid lines are have the or equal to, dashed lines have not the or equal to. But let's look, this one is 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6. So right away, I notice that this is in standard form. So I'm going to find the x and y intercept. I'm going to set 2x equal to 6 and 3y equal to 6. I'm going to solve. Get x equals 3. Solve this. Y equals 2. So I want the line that has the x-intercept of 3 and the y-intercept of 2. Then also, which way to shade? So in order to figure out the way to shade, you can do two things. You can substitute a point in and see if it's true or false, I guess. Yeah. But the way I always do it is I put the line in, y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. Okay, so I don't know why I wrote a 3 there first, but we're going to start out with the 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6. Now I'm just going to get my x term over on the other side, and I'm going to divide all the terms by 3. And then that gives me 2. Now I'm getting a phone call. That's from 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so once you have the line in slope-intercept form, of course you could just do that to graph it, but this helps us know where to shade it, because this says less than or equal. So that means we want, number one, we want a solid line, and we want to shade below that line. All right, so it's not this one. You can tell that. Let's go down and see. Okay. And these two are dashed lines. So it's not those. So you see it must be A. Let's look at the intercept. So we have x-intercept at 3. Yes, we do. And a y-intercept at 2. It's a solid line shaded below. So the answer is A. But make sure you know how to do it all the way through, because, of course, I'm not giving you multiple choice on the quiz. I'm just going to give you the top question. All right, so Bud, you're listening to me on this ed puzzle and practicing that way, and you'll be fine. All right. Find the inequality represented by the graph. So let's do this here. Okay. So we know we have a y-intercept of -2. And if we look at the slope here, what is the slope? It's over 1 and it's up how far? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope is 4 over 1. The y-intercept is -2. And it is dashed. All right, and it is shaded above. Now, sometimes it can be difficult for some people to see whether it's shaded above or below. All right, not both these people, they messed up slope there. But what I do is I just go to the y-intercept and I look up and I look down. And up is above and down is below. And this is shaded in the up area. All right, so y is greater than or equal to 4x minus 2. This person was right. All right, and last one. Which graph represents the system of inequalities? All right, so we're just gonna graph both lines and shade, both times. So, and the nice thing about this one is you kind of just gotta look and see if they got the solid and dashed right. So the one with the y-intercept of 3 should have a dashed line, and the one with the y-intercept of -1 should have a solid line. So I can see that happens right here. That's the only one. But like I said, we don't want to go by that, even if it's 10:32 at night. All right, we want to graph it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this one like this. So let me start with this one. So I'm going to put a point at 3. 1, 2, 3. And the slope is 3/4, so I'll go up 3 and over 4. And now I'm gonna draw a dashed line. And it says less than, so I'm gonna shade below. Now, next one has a y-intercept of -1. So down 1 and a slope of -2. So go down 2 more and over 1. You got my 2 points. It's going to be a solid line. And this says less than, so we're going to shade below. So you can see that there's an area right here where I have shaded both red and green, and that is the area that is the solution. So we call it the solution region. All right, so this should get you started. And the Khan Academy will not be sufficient for you to do well in the quiz because, as you can see, there's just too many multiple choice. But it will help you get a good start, and then when you come to class, we'll practice the rest of it, which would be graphing only given this, and then we'll do the rest from there. It'll be great. All right, see you there.